Ethan Walker dragged himself into his daughter's classroom. He was exhausted. The year since his wife had left had been the hardest of his life. Work was relentless. Taking care of Ava was a joy, of course, but it was also a constant juggle. He missed his wife terribly. The silence in the house was deafening. He glanced up as Ava's teacher, Miss Carter, approached. She was young and pretty with kind eyes. Ethan felt a pang of envy for her energy and spirit. He envied her easy smile. "Mr. Walker," her voice was soft and melodic, "it's so nice to finally meet you. Ava has told me so much about you." Ethan managed a weak smile. He hadn't been the best at remembering to send notes back with Ava. He knew he hadn't been the most present parent this year. He was just trying to survive. Miss Carter's eyes held his for a moment longer than necessary. He sensed a silent understanding in their depths. It was as if she could see right through his facade of composure, saw the grief and exhaustion he carried. He quickly looked away, focusing on the colourful artwork that plastered the classroom walls. "Ava is a bright and imaginative student," Miss Carter said, her voice pulling him back to the present. "She's a natural leader and her classmates adore her." Ethan's heart swelled with pride. Ava, his little ray of sunshine. He knew Ava was struggling. She never complained, but he saw the sadness in her eyes, the way she clung to him a little tighter at night. He just didn't know how to fix it. He was broken himself. "However," Miss Carter continued gently, "I have noticed that Ava has been a little withdrawn lately, quieter than usual." Ethan nodded, guilt twisting in his gut. "I've been sending home some extra reading activities that you could do together," Miss Carter said, handing him a folder. "Reading aloud together can be a great way to bond and communicate." Ethan took the folder, surprised to find a small sticky note on top. "Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything at all," it read in Miss Carter's neat handwriting. The note was like a lifeline, a small gesture that spoke volumes. Ethan found himself rereading it late that night after Ava was asleep. He sat in the silence of his living room, the weight of his loneliness crushing him. He started reading aloud to Ava each night. At first it was just a way to follow Miss Carter's suggestion, but slowly it became something more. It was a way to connect with Ava, a way to escape the silence that haunted him. He started looking forward to the brief interactions with Miss Carter during drop-off and pick-up. He found himself lingering a little longer, making small talk. He learned that her first name was Rain. It suited her, he thought. She was like a breath of fresh air, washing away the dust and cobwebs of his grief. One afternoon he found himself breaking down in front of her. He had come to pick up Ava, only to find out that she was running late from art club. He had been running on fumes all week, and the thought of waiting another half hour was the final straw. Tears welled up in his eyes and he turned away, mortified. Rain's touch was feather-light on his arm. "It's okay," she whispered. "It's okay to not be okay." He let the tears fall, a year's worth of grief and exhaustion pouring out of him. Rain didn't say a word. She just stood there with him, her presence a silent comfort. That was the turning point. They started talking more, grabbing coffee after school, taking walks in the park with Ava. Ethan found himself opening up to Rain, sharing the burden of his grief. She listened with quiet empathy, offering words of support and understanding. He still missed his wife. He probably always would, but with Rain he was starting to believe in the possibility of happiness again. He saw the way she looked at Ava with such love and tenderness. He saw the way she smiled at him, a slow, genuine smile that reached her eyes. Life was still messy. He was still figuring things out. But for the first time in a long time, Ethan felt a flicker of hope, a promise of sunshine after the rain.